All right. So, where I last left off was I raised the difficulty of the first room and vaguely started on a theme. And I mean, the theme kind of worked. I was, after I made the first like two or three of these bee hops into this shape, I realized, oh, they kind of resemble a flower stem. And in the first person to actually play it said I should play into the flower idea I started in the first room, that where the blocks are kind of like petals and the stands are stems. So that is uh, what I was trying to convey. So I mean, the mission accomplished. I so like that's something to target. That's something for me to go for later when I'm at the point where I want to do more complex detailing instead of just the uh, blocky outline I have going right now. What okay, what YouTube needs to do is make it so that I could have only the the chat without the stream playing. I guess I could just pause it. Okay. Um, this is what I'm looking at. So I need to save a new version, or I need to save this one as I'm gonna start just using a date. So it was yesterday's date, so 5:30, and then this current one, or the one I'm gonna be editing now, is 5:31. So now I'm just gonna go through the remaining rooms and do what I wanted. So only anti-bhop, no bhop. Although from the feedback here, first quarter of the map feels tier 5. Quarter, I assume, refers to this first room, which would really be the first fifth. But if he's like, I don't think, I mean, there's no way he knows uh that I've like broken, or the intended breakdown of the map was into 5 sections. So where could I like guess that the first quarter ends? It could be that it ends around here because at this point onward, the triggers are not present, so you could just b-hop everything. So I think it's probably safe to assume that it's just ending at this point, is where he says the difficulty is not spiked, but that was uh in, I'm not that was the point. Like I raised the difficulty here, and now I'm gonna adjust from this part onward. So the thing is, okay, let me open up this one in the engine. I'm just looking at a screenshot that was just sent to me. I don't really even know what I'm looking at though. Okay, anyway. Oh, I changed my no clip bind because I was trying to use push to talk, but I have cheats on, so I can use my other no clip bind. So from here, immediately for this jump, this thing bothers me, but I think I should be able to turn this into a combo, I guess. Starting from here, I adjust the first starting block because having it be a crouch is gonna be annoying as a combo starter. So something like this to maybe jumping into this cubby out around to here and then onto this, which would probably be higher onto this, but it depends how high I make this block. So onto this, then up to here, and then probably one more. Or one more. So onto here, then up to here, and maybe I just have the combo end here. Then this entire thing is the start of the anti-B hop. Where I'd probably want to make this jump slightly more difficult. I'm asking about this crazy screenshot I got. So that's why I'm just not doing anything right now. Just Let me just, this is what I'm clicking. Close unnecessary stuff. Okay. So starting from this block and this one, I'm gonna delete both. This part, okay, he said it feels, he said the first part feels cluttered, which is understandable also. It feels cluttered from like, oh, missed the thing. Wait, oh yeah, because I deleted the, well, whatever, it doesn't really matter all that much. But there used to be a block there. Used to be a block here. Did that? Oh. I mean, it doesn't change anything because I wasn't hitting the block from this jump either way. If anything, that just enables me to move this out a little more so I could approach without falling. So first, I guess I'll move these over. Then this also. At this point, I question why I don't just move it the remaining 8, so I think I will just move it that amount. Oops, I'm supposed to cut here, then delete this face, cut here to delete. Oh wait, no, this is, I can't adjust this one. What did I just press? I don't know, but I'll go to full bright. So that face is gone, this face is gone, this face is gone, this is gone. The rest is fine. Okay. So back to this. This is less cluttered now. Here is, it should be fine. this part feels a little cluttered. I think there's no reason for this wall to be as extended out as it is, other than to like make doing this a thing. But this jump does just feel awkward, strictly due to the lack of space. So where is it? Up here? So that adds a little bit more space. Maybe I want to also, like, what if I do this? I drew the line here. Okay. What's the goal? The goal is to let the player go, like, fly this way, then curve back to go for edge instead of having to do this annoying air path. It may be a little better to just have them go like this, then back, as a single U shape instead of spamming like a million. It's not enough, or I don't think it's enough space right now. Okay, map properties. Disabled viz computation. Fast. So only do physics, no light maps. Build. So what happens the first time you load into a map and you don't build viz? Alright, there's doesn't appear to be any horrible consequence, so this is fine. Yeah, okay. I felt like this was gonna be not enough room, and it's definitely not enough room. It also might be a little misleading to have it like this. So maybe I keep this one. Until here. And this I can just bring in a little more. Or just fully delete it. So now you should be able to do a nicer air path. Hopefully. Yeah, okay. That's what I was going for. So that part is less less cluttered. Here I think is fine. This section after that. Going up here. I might just be repeating this pattern too much. Of small space and you're just doing a 180 repeatedly. What is happening? Why am I not hitting it? I'm probably strafing back too soon. Okay, this part definitely is too cluttered. Just like the heights of things are all too awkward. So I can definitely adjust the flow of that spot. So where does the problem start? I think getting to here is fine. Getting to here is alright. This first jump is fine, but it could be adjusted. It's a little difficult to adjust because I don't want to disrupt this jump to here. this is definitely like effortless. It probably wouldn't be an issue to just like move it way over here, but it risks someone being able to skip onto it potentially. But I'll try it anyway, and then whether it's a skip, I will find out after testing. From here, you should be able to see the jump all the way up to this point. And measure the height again because I often forget. It's 48. This part, or this entire block, can be simplified. I can bring this, or I can make this more like that. But now there's no obstruction here, so it's not as simple as simplifying this block. I have to think of a way to simplify, or to keep the obstruction here without disrupting, or keep this wall as a obstruction. That's the terminology I was using, obstruction. While also allowing myself to adjust this floor. Also, I get that this is an obstruction. I don't like it, so I'm deleting it. So the problem that I need to figure out is this part is the jumps that are intentionally cluttered or that are intentionally like tight. I want to avoid ruining. So I could do something similar to this shape, meaning is it 16? It should be 16 by 8. Oh, and this obstruction is also important, so I don't allow. This one's a little too hard for me to figure out how to maintain the wall. So I'm here, but I'd really be over here, but it's functionally the same. Ignoring the ceiling, I want to get into this corner and then probably all the way to like this corner. Then here, here until a 180 seems annoying. I'm thinking too far ahead, but I'm trying to like it seems like I'm trying to add another single hop part to this whole area and somehow and by doing that, in order to make a single hop playable, it has to be not as cluttered. And so I'm presenting myself with uh the solution to the problem is to force harder gameplay, and then to make the harder gameplay playable, I have to adjust the obstructions to make it less cluttered. So starting from here, sacrifice I could make is I make this I'll make the shape like, oh, all right, let me separate this one. That's not quite right either. It can only go from the ground horizontally like this. I cannot do like up, then sideways, then up, because that acts as a ground you can stand on. Okay, I will just delete both of these. And then reevaluate this part completely. I guess looking back up here, if I were insane and could b-hop through the hole, it may already just be possible for me to get all the way over there. So that first thing is already a problem. Which makes me think I just do this. That face is not supposed to get deleted. these two are also not needed. Which means I have to split it. Okay, if I do this instead, how do I get the player to go from here to up here? So the idea I have right now is to just completely ignore the rest of this space, just like leave it. And the problem is this block kind of encourages the player to go this way, which I don't like. So it's got to be this. I'm not entirely sure how yet, but I need to put something here. For now, I will keep it simple and say you can't stand on that. But I will still put... It still allows me to put a block on it to jump on. You jump around to here. It probably can go up this high. Go here. Then I think this is a good height for me to extend a block this way. And that should hopefully discourage the player from turning left here. So now in this spot, starting from this height and then going up I'll try 48, but it may be too much. 48 minus 32. So here, just doing a stem. In the corner. So this is going to be a one in the corner I have not created yet. So I'm going to have to duplicate and then right click, objects, collapse. What did I just see flashing? Not sure. All right, so it's 40 by 32. I want it to be 43, 38. This is 32 by 32. I think I want it to be more like this. Which means the stem is only 8 by 8. Let's jump to here, and then hopefully it's understood that you're meant to jump back. This block sucks to be this high for 2 reasons. It's going to disrupt this jump. If you jump here, you're going to accidentally hit the reset, and that sucks a lot. So this needs to be lower. And it also sucks because any block on top of it is going to be a headbanger, and headbanger feels bad. I could adjust the ceiling, but I don't really want to because I wanted the ceiling from this entire area to cap out at this level. So to raise the ceiling here would break that decision. I don't have to go crazy by deleting the whole thing. I can just lower it. Down to here. The goal I had was to force the player to jump around, but maybe it... I might still be able to accomplish that. That's only 48 wide. If I feel like, okay, so from here, 16 plus 32 is 56. I think this is enough to force the player to, okay, you know what? This does need to go down. Because this one also needs to go down. Is there anything else I've missed? I think this is fine now. Okay. So this I will create an instance from. For now, I'm gonna end up changing them. That's much later. Right, so I want this to go down by 8, which means this also goes down by 8. Perhaps this is gone. So I force the player to jump around this way, to then go this way. That means this goes up. Did not adjust the height, or I'm not that I did adjust the height. I have to remember when I want to move this, I should be moving it up and then adjusting the height of the stem from the bottom, and not moving this down and then adjusting the height of the stem from the top. Can I get away with moving this down? I mean, even if I could, it's actually, no, I should be able to. I think this wants to go here. This wants to be like this. I'm not going to say it looks very good, but it doesn't need to look good right now. Here to here seems like a kind of hard jump, but maybe it's fine. So now this is the part where I was having a little bit of trouble thinking of what to do. So height doesn't really matter. I'm adjusting everything. These aren't supposed to be merged, but it's fine. This obstruction and detail thing is gonna end up changing kinda soon anyway. Right, so here, jump to here. Here, I want to go into this corner. This is the simpler one to adjust. I'm just checking the height. This is 2 above the green line. This is 1 above the green line. So this needs to go up 1 more, and then an additional 48. Now, this part is a little tricky. How do I force jumping around the wall here still? The answer is actually pretty simple. It's the same answer as over here. So now going up here is 32 plus 16 is another 48. And the obstructions don't matter anymore at this point, other than making sure the ground is like this. What even is this block? This is something that was, or this is supposed to be a jump. Well, not anymore. This is the world. I'm kind of just figuring this out as I go. So now you jump somewhere here, back over here. Hopefully that's clearly communicated. If not, it's probably a good time for me to get rid of this surf anyway, or this slide, because it was it's just awkward. I mean, it's it is now easier than before, which makes it feel like even more filler than before, and it was already just filler. Alright. So I'm gonna get rid of this. Ah, okay, that also means this wall's not attached to anything, but this one is. $72? Oh, 64, 64, 64. Okay. So what does this accomplish? Well, now we can have this route go around and like jump up here. And then maybe I could adjust the ceiling at this part. But the goal is still to end at the same position. Maybe the floor can be opened up here more. That can stay open until I figure out what I'm going to do on the floor. So go back to grid 8. think I'll do 40. Getting from here all the way over there. Is it doable? Not sure. Let's just try it. So, where does it start? Here. This is now a little more annoying, but it doesn't really change much. That's not possible. This is possible, but it feels annoying. So, move this wall. It's not attached, right? Okay. That should probably be enough, because it also is a good indication of where you need to go by leaving it a little open anyway. I mean, you could already see it, but... If I were here... Doing this jump, you pretty much aren't able to or to strafe. So, I don't know. I'll have to retry that, properly comboing it from the previous previous jump. The ceiling sucks. Oh, that ceiling sucks a lot. I mean, all of this is hard to do without pre. But if you're b-hopping it, you should have enough pre to actually just do them without issue. But still, at the moment, it does not feel like I accomplished the task of making this feel less cluttered. It feels more cluttered. So maybe I do get rid of this. It's already plenty of box tech just doing this jump to here. I probably don't need to add more. This, I think, wants to be this instead. So not against the wall. It needs about that much space. It's another one where I messed with the pivot, unfortunately. In case I end up changing it again, I will fix the pivot. This is fairly simple. Headbanger, still kind of annoying to have. How, like, if I have better edge, going from here, like maybe I don't end up bumping my head as long as I get good edge. That's what I'm trying to get at, because it's only, it looks like it's only 8 unit from the ceiling, and the height is, it's 128 minus 16. So 108. Wait, 128 minus 16. 128, 118, 112. 112. So you have a decent amount of time to avoid bumping your head. So as long as you get good edge, it should be fine. This part may be a little too annoying with how small the block is. Not sure. So let's try this sequence again. This is annoying. All right, let's pretend I have good pre. I'm getting dizzy. Nah, I don't like it. I think these corner ones suck. They're too small. I'm not gonna cut the floor on this one yet because I'm still not sure how this jump feels. I didn't like this corner. I don't like that it does this. Oh. No, that's a bad idea. So just, again, this is fine. This feels very annoying. This block also feels very annoying. Okay. What's the height difference again? I forgot. It is 48. Hmm. I wonder if I could move this. Wait, I have the instance I want right here. It seems most of these stems are still wrong. That's all right. Well, is it all right? It's quick to adjust, but I keep having to adjust the pivot, so maybe it's not. Or maybe it is a problem. So jump around this corner to here. Somehow make it up here. I think that is a little too high. Seems like this entire ground here can also be lowered by 64. So I will be doing that. It's probably easier if I just separate this, bring it down. Actually, I don't need to separate it. I just do this. Delete this face. Something is going on with this wall. I'm not sure what it is. It's carving the corner out. That is an annoying one. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, so here to here to here to here to here. Is it doable this time? The answer is yes, it's doable. This part is impossible though. I am not able to get out. How about from this part? I assume there's a lot of different parts here I'm gonna get stuck on. Like, it seems I won't fit through the gap anymore because I put this here. Starting from here. The corner one could have worked. Because I do get to this one comfortably. So I'll bring back the corner. I still worry a little that this thing in the corner is gonna bother people, but I mean, if I really think it's going to be a problem, then I'll just leave it, or I'll just not have it there for now and figure out what I'll do later. Maybe I'll make the stems no collision. So I'm looking at this. So very obviously broken cube map, very obviously broken. This one's weird that it's one hand fine, one hand not. Potentially my fault. I don't know. This one's broken. This one's broken. This, and then I'm looping. He's pointing out two viz issues, shadow problems. Whatever. I don't need to look at that. So I adjusted this. So the first or the second problem I found is fine, but this one will remain as a problem unless I make a decision. The decision will be to do this. The stem is definitely not supposed to be this thick. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you jump around this corner, get all the way to here. Now the headbanger issue has returned. Maybe it's not a problem though, because now I'll have good speed. Nope, it's a problem. unless I just remember to crouch. Here, hopefully, with lighting. Oh, nope, I'm still stuck. Okay. New idea. Bring this up. The pivot is wrong, so it's not moving how I want it to. Move it up by 8. So now it's 64. I want... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to do this. So now you get around to jump up. You have more space to actually escape. Maybe it's still not really enough. I'll try that much. Now here the head banger still exists, which is bad. And I don't want to touch the ceiling. So I'd probably want to lower this, which means it's a snowballing effect where I lower everything else. Shoot. Lowering is fine. Okay, I will try this one. Did I just close the menu? Yeah, I accidentally like face rolled my keyboard. But not with my face. Okay. So let's start from this. What's the height? Wait, I raised this and I lowered this, so now it's 32, isn't it? I think that's even. No, it's 4. It is 40. Assuming that's even. So that's why the timing of the jump feels a little weird. You still bump your head sometimes. It's not good. Wait, I didn't move this one down? I thought I did. I meant to move it down. Maybe I just didn't get to that part yet. Hmm. Okay. What if I lower this more? I'm not really sure how much more I want to lower it by, but the idea is you start here. Now this I'm gonna lower and make a B hop. So move these two in. Like so. I've pretty much removed this box jump, but it wasn't really all that interesting anyway, compared to this one, which is pretty neat. So now, by significantly simplifying this one, it just becomes a jump into here around, and what does that accomplish? It makes it so that this thing doesn't really matter much anymore. Meaning, I'm free to open this up a lot. So now it's this is probably okay to keep a little higher. Since I freed up this side, it's just here to here. I probably want this type of thing. I know it's kind of weird not copying the triggers over. But I don't want them while I'm testing, and I mean, even despite that, I should still be including them. Okay, what's this height difference? That's 64. 56. From here it's 48. So now this is 32 plus 16 is another 48 from here to here. Instead of 40. Then 32 to here is 40, which I think is okay. So this whole sequence should be pretty less cluttered now. I gotta start from here again though. I still bump my head. So I can't use the instance here. So this stays, but I collapse the instance. Bring this up. And I'm recompiling because I want to do the whole thing. This could be really thin. It doesn't change all that much. It is still annoying at its current placement. Okay, it's doable. So all I want to do now is move this over. Instead of 40, I'm going to make it all the way at 16. Just, right, so with that, remind myself this is 32 plus 16 is 48. I should be able to change this one to be a corner and then lower this. But then is this one going to be too hard if it's lower? Probably not. Okay. So this goes down. This goes up. Then what? Also, all the places where I'm cutting holes based off of these flower stems don't make sense, or I shouldn't be doing it. So hopefully I didn't get in a huge habit of doing that everywhere. I did it. I did not do it here. Where did I end up doing it? Here? No. So why am I under the impression that I've done it at all? I'm not sure. But like, I have clearly done it. I clearly did do it on this block before I deleted it. Well, anyway, I want to change this one to a corner again, and I want to lower this. I already lowered it by 8, so now I should be fine to just... throw this in the corner, match the height, delete this, bring the bottom stem to this ground. So now it's here, around, here, here. All right, if this works, then I'm gonna take a break. So where am I? I forgot. I am here. Wait, I'm really still bumping my head. Let me see. I'm standing here. I do bump my head. I'll leave it alone because I think in practice it shouldn't happen. Well, it definitely does work, so that's it. I'm gonna continue later.